What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. 271, powered by, of course, Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Show them love. They sponsored all of season 4 at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Shout out to them for sponsoring the podcast. We appreciate them wholeheartedly. Let's get into it, man. There's a lot to talk about. I want to first talk about not going live. I'm not going to be going live during this Ramadan month because I'm fasting, and then on top of that, I've been feeling really bad these past couple of two days since I started fasting. Just been having headaches. My body's been aching. I think it's because I decided also while fasting to not drink any type of caffeine. No energy drinks, no coffee, no nothing, just straight water. So I think that's kind of I usually do those 30-day cycles with water only every year, but I decided to do it while fasting. So I think that kind of just hit my body really hard and it shocked my system, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the reason why my body's aching and I got a headache. It sounds like an addict, like if somebody doesn't drink after drinking for a while, they're gonna have those shivers and shit. I'm not having shivers and stuff, guys. Okay. I'm not an addict. All right. I'm not having shivers, but my body did ache and, I did have a headache. I took a Tylenol after, finishing my fast. So it's helped. It's helped enough to me to do this podcast, because if I didn't have that throughout the whole day, I was not eating all day and body was just killing me. My body was aching like crazy. Any movement was it was like somebody punching me every time. So I've had to deal with that. So I figured, since I'm dealing with all this stuff, since I'm fasting, since it's a whole different schedule, let me not go live on YouTube. Let's push this back. I know you guys are upset at me and I understand wholeheartedly. But it gives me more time to work on my documentaries and hopefully get some content out this month, as well as, moving forward. I have a bunch of different ideas. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes as well that I don't want to talk about right now because it's exciting, but that's in the future. So let's get into the news and unfortunate news. Boss, which is Def Jam's first female rapper, has reportedly died at the age of 54. Boss, best known as the first female MC signed to Def Jam Recordings, has reportedly passed away. On Monday, March 11th, Bun B took to Instagram to share the unfortunate news while paying tribute to the departed in a heartfelt post. Next to an image of the Detroit native, who was 54 years old at the time of her passing, he wrote, "Rest in peace to my big sis, Lachelle Laws, a.k.a. Boss, one of the best female MCs and a dear friend. Give Rook Royal a hug for me. Long live the org." Lots of people send their condolences to her. And Eminem, because her being from Detroit, Eminem actually said something as well. So if Eminem says something about you, you're obviously a big deal, because he doesn't usually speak on everything. He said this: "Boss repped the D so well as a pioneer, such a talented MC. R.I.P." Speaking of Eminem, he dropped that Doomsday 2 video, which I was surprised that, I was expecting in Eminem shady fashion that when this video dropped, I know the video was shot before the song dropped, but I figured with all the stuff happening with Benzino, Eminem would add a second verse to it and just add more excitement to what was going on. It would have been cool for the video to have a second unreleased verse on there. That's what I was expecting, but I expected wrong. Eminem does not have that flair in him. But back to Boss. Shout out to her, man. First female rapper to be signed to Def Jam. Huge, huge. Personally, me, I haven't heard any of her music. No disrespect to her, but yeah. Shout out to her, and rest in peace. Back in what is this? When the comments are, we did a deeper. Back in 1993, she came to the D&D to recut her vocals to my beat. It was so raw. We had a good session, drinking 40s, puffing la, and vibing. He concluded by asking people at the label to help him release said joint, and added, "Can someone at Def Jam find that in the vaults? I want a copy of that remix. Sleep peacefully, Queen. Shit was mad real." We talking about DJ Premier said this. Wow, it's interesting. It's wild, man. Life goes on, man. So many things happen in life. Everybody has experiences and things, and then people just pass away. It's unfortunate, but I didn't know too much about her music, but I'm definitely gonna check it out now. Rest in peace to her. Condolences to family and friends. And 54 is too young, man. People are passing away at a very young age. I wonder what the reason was of her passing. There's even some TikTokers just recently, bodybuilders. They passed away. They were 22 and 23. They got into a car accident with their BMW, speeding. So they passed away. You just don't know, man. Life's crazy. Anything can happen. So love those that love you and love others as well. And just, enjoy life, man. There's ups and downs to it. but that's what makes life beautiful. There's ups and downs because you want to be able to appreciate the ups if there weren't downs, because you want to know the difference. If everything was all dandelions and, unicorns and Care Bears and blah, blah, blah. I swear some people think life is like that. It's crazy. Continuing on, Drake claims he was not involved in anything involving the Astroworld incident that happened back in late 2021. And the reason why he's saying that is because, he's been sued alongside Travis Scott and, Live Nation and all those other companies that set it up. But Drake's attorneys are firing back. So Drake's attorneys have filed a motion to have his name removed from the myriad of Astroworld lawsuits, claiming that he was not involved in the planning of the event. A motion filed on Friday, March 8th in the Houston courts, which has been obtained by Billboard, argues that Drake was merely performing when the tragedy occurred and therefore has no liability in the matter. This is the quote. Mr. Graham did not receive any security briefings, was not informed of any crowd control issues, injuries, or deaths in the crowd, or any stop-show orders at any time either before or during his 14-minute performance, his attorneys wrote, adding that the festival organizers confirmed under the oath that Mr. Graham was not involved in any planning. The motion also argued that despite the thousands of hours of discovery, testimony, and filings, no evidence existed of Drake's further involvement in the festival. A judge has not yet ruled on the matter. So we'll keep our eye out on this. But things are moving along. Like last September, Travis Scott had to sit through an 8-hour deposition. Talking about were you aware of this? No. Was I aware of that? No. Did this happen? Yes. Did this happen? No. So these things take time, man. When this lawsuit happened, I knew it's not gonna get probably finished and concluded until I don't even think this year, probably 2025, 2026. So these things take time, as we know, with a lot of lawsuits that's happened, a lot of things that's happened. But we'll keep an eye out on the matter. I think Drake should be absolved from everything because I doubt he knew what was going on. Mind you, when you're performing, you're not going to see people, in the far crowd or this. There's a lot of noise going on, a lot of things happening. You're focused on your performance. You're not really focused on the crowd. And if somebody's getting trampled or killed, that's just the reality of the situation. So Drake, I think, should be excluded from this. Should be only Travis Scott, Live Nation, and all other parties that were involved in the unfortunate events that happened. But yeah, we'll keep our eye out and see if there's any updates. Talking about Dame Dash again, and he has hinted at something that is very, very interesting relating the Roc-A-Fella shares that he supposedly has to sell. So let's go over the article. Dame Dash has hinted that he would be willing to sell his Roc-A-Fella Records shares to, and listen to this carefully, Cameron and Mace. Yes. Rumors have recently swirled that Dame was looking to offload his shares in the dormant company amid his financial and legal troubles, while the It Is What It Is hosts jokingly putting themselves forward as potential buyers. Speaking on his America New Network platform over the weekend, Dash entertained the idea, saying, in this very moment, they could have it, they might have it. Pause. I don't know why he says that. I'm just celebrating the fact that I can freely sell it and that I have the option to sell it to Cam and Mace. He added, I'm not saying that I haven't. I like to pass the torch. I like what they've done. They didn't fold. They from Harlem, and we all came up together, and it would be fun to see them running Roc-A-Fella. Dash then detailed his previous attempts to sell his shares in the label he co-founded with Jay-Z and Kareem Burks in 1984. In 2021, I was trying to sell my shares at public auction. Jay and Biggs sued me, or had Roc-A-Fella Inc. sue me and say I was trying to sell all the shares, he said. I'm the CEO of Roc-A-Fella. What Jay did was pretend to be the CEO of Roc-A-Fella. He hired his lawyers on Roc-A-Fella's Inc.'s behalf and sued me. Jay's lawyers were being paid by me and the money generated from Roc-A-Fella Inc. Interesting. But that's wild. I mean, there's a lot that probably is behind the scenes when it comes to this Roc-A-Fella shares, especially with big companies like that. I mean, there's going to be lots of, hey, this person said this person did this. But, I mean, it would be very, very cool if Cameron and Mace owned Dame Dash's shares of Roc-A-Fella. That would be something full circle. That would be something, it would just be cool for hip-hop to have Jay, Biggs, Cam, and Mace owning Roc-A-Fella, and potentially they could do something with Roc-A-Fella and re-bring it back, because obviously Jay and Dame don't want to work together, so that's never going to, Roc-A-Fella as a company is never going to come back because of that. But if Dame gets rid of his shares like he has to get that $840,000, if that's what he's going to be getting, then that opens, a new portal to potentially have Roc-A-Fella come back as a label and maybe start to distribute new music. But I know Jay-Z's got Roc Nation and he doesn't really care about Roc-A-Fella anymore. But there could be some historical music, you know? What I'm surprised about is, what I wish record labels would do more, is why not go back in time to music that a lot of these artists recorded and release albums or release projects, EPs from that era that they recorded that are unreleased, that are in the vault. First off, think about how much Dr. Dre would have. Let's just say Aftermath said, hey, Dr. Dre, CEO of Aftermath, hey, we're going to do this. Every artist that was signed under Aftermath, we're going to release more music that they had at that time that wasn't released, if they had any. Dr. Dre, boom, drops more music from 2001 album. Boom, Eminem drops more music from the Marshall Mathers EP era, or LP, sorry. Boom, Eminem drops Relapse 2, like we're supposed to fucking get. You know, like these are things that would be really cool. You know, 50 drops something that he had around the massacre, or Curtis, because I know he didn't have much music with Get Rich or Die Trying era. He pretty much gave it all away. But, you know, it would be cool to have those type of moments, those type of things. I know the Game in 50 had records. Game even said it. He still has like 2 or 3 records that the world hasn't ever heard of Game in 50. So, I mean, that's just, I think nostalgia sells still to this day. So why don't these artists go in more on nostalgia? That would be amazing. Nostalgia sells. Like, here's the thing. If something is classic in that moment, it's forever going to be classic. Cars. I have this idea with cars that a lot of these car companies could bring back older models of cars just updated for today's time, technology-wise. But the same type of look of the car, same type of interior, just updated technology-wise. Or maybe just the same exact car, no updates. But, you know, you'd have to deal with a lot of logistics issues with that. But, you know, even if you, let's just say a classic, I don't know, BMW M3 2005, classic BMW M3, beautiful car. I don't remember what is the E46, whatever the hell model it is, but the 2005 BMW M3, beautiful car. Bring that back for 2025, 20 years later. Say, hey, this is a limited, specific model. We're releasing 2,000 of these for 2025, scattered across planet Earth, sounding like Dragon Ball Z here. And, you know, whoever gets a chance to buy one gets one. Something like cool, you know, or just reproduce the whole car and not have like a limited run. I don't know. But I think nostalgia still sells. It will forever sell. You know, there's proof in the 50 Cent Final Lap tour that proved it right there. Nostalgia sells. There's a lot of stuff where proof that nostalgia sells. So I would like to see if Dame Dash sells it to Cam and Mace. Maybe they get involved in a way where some type of music comes out between all of them, Jay, Cam, and Mace. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. You know, Dame Dash doesn't seem really hurt about selling it. I think he wants to, if he's going to sell it, he wants to give it to the proper people. And he feels like maybe Cam and Mace are the best ones. They've been holding it down for a while. So, shout out to Cam and Mace. That'd be cool if they get it. Speaking of record labels and more issues, Suge Knight. Man, Suge Knight's podcast is, and I knew this was going to be the case because Suge Knight is this type of person. It's a lot of conspiracy theories and just things to get people talking, and it's getting people talking. I'm talking about it. Lots of people are talking about it. So, Suge Knight has claimed that Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are among those involved in a secret society with Diddy. What is he talking about? Let's hear it. On a new episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight that premiered on Monday, March 11th via Dave Mace's Breakbeat Media, the former music mogul suggested that rappers painting their nails and buying Diddy gifts are indications of them being part of an exclusive group. This is what he said. Once they start painting their fingernails and wearing women's clothes, they got you, he said. I remember when they was giving Puffy an award at the ASCAP Awards. Andre went up there and got him an expensive watch and gave it to him in front of everybody. He basically confessed his love to this man. Then Puffy and Snoop became besties. Every time you see one, you've seen the other. Next thing you know, they start painting their fingernails. Didn't make sense. He continued, the Game bought Puffy a Lamborghini when Puffy got more money than Game. Why are you buying this man a Lamborghini? You know your homies don't even got a Lamborghini. But once again, it's that secret society. Yo, the Game getting dragged into this is hilarious. For this thing to work and fix it, they got to start all the way over in these major record labels and these big buildings. They need to get rid of all the guys who was connected to the Poison and the Snake. Interesting. Hey, man, you know, The game has been actually accused of a lot of different things, man, with Diddy now, because he was talking about how in the Vlad interview that he did, how when he was working with Puffy, he was just out partying with him, and they weren't even recording music. That sounds crazy now. Now when we know what Puffy's really involved with, and then the game buying Diddy a Lamborghini. I get it because Diddy's obviously richer than Game, but what kind of gifts can you get somebody that's already rich and has everything? That's the problem. So like, I would have just buy him a Lamborghini if it's his birthday and it's a close friend of mine. Obviously, if it's somebody that's not really close to me, I would not get him a gift because they're richer than me. I'd be like, listen, I don't even know you like that, but Game and Diddy were probably close at one point. I know that sounds crazy right now in today's time. It's like, damn, but I can see where Suge Knight's coming from. There is a conspiracy theory out there that it's a humiliation ritual if somebody comes out there, if a man comes out there in a dress, painted fingernails and all this stuff. And, there's a weird photo of Kid Cudi, like in a dress, in like a complete dress with like painted fingernails. He just looks very weird next to this guy, which is it's just a very weird photo. As a grown man myself, I would never, ever do any of that. Just because I don't really give a fuck about fame and money like that, to be honest with you. It's not something that I oh my God, I need to attain this and I'm willing to do anything. Nah, to me, it's just, Eventually we all die. It's like, you're really it's about what you do on this planet Earth in terms of helping people and your image. When you pass, there's going to be a certain image with you. And I was talking with my friend about this. We live in a moment in time where more humans can impact the world because of social media. Now everybody can have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers. It's like more common to have followers and have people, ride by you and support what you're saying. This is a rare thing. Back, just 50 years ago, most people would only live within a certain radius and then die. And then people would never really hear about them besides the family members and friends that they had. And that's it. Now, there's so many people that have, that get some type of social media fame. More and more people are getting that. More and more people are having a following that they can impact more lives. Why am I saying all this stuff? I completely lost train of thought. But, so I don't really care, about the fame and money. Who doesn't matter, man. Impacting lives, changing the world. That's the way to do it. Because eventually you're going to die. You're going to leave an image out there. Now, especially because of a lot of humans can go on social media, can post. That's going to be your history, is your social media track record. 100 years, 200 years from now, if I become this big superstar, they're going to look at this video, this podcast, this type of stuff, this type of content, if it's still available out there, which more than likely it will be. And, they'll judge me based off what I say this, what I say that. Why do you say this? Why do you say this at this moment? They'll probably think I'm a philosopher, probably think I'm a moron. I don't know. That's just, but that's the thing. Back then, we never got a chance to do that with people. We never got video footage, audio footage. Now we're getting that of a lot of moments, a lot of things. So we'll be able to look back in history and see who was on the right side of history and who was on the wrong side. So with all that being said, don't expect me to ever be wearing a dress or painting my fingernails. That's just, I get it if you're into that type of stuff, just genuinely. But if you're somebody that portrays yourself as this hardcore gangster straight male, and then you're doing something like that, it's contradicting, That's Suge Knight, man. He's going to have his things that he's going to say. It's going to catch people's attention, and he loves that conspiracy theory talk. I think he's a conspiracy theorist himself. But, Speaking of Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Suge Knight, Dr. Dre, congratulations, man. A round of applause to him. He is set to get his Hollywood Walk of Fame star finally. What I didn't know about these Hollywood Walk of Fame stars is that somebody has to pay for it for you to get on there, which is interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was just something that, hey, people vote on, you deserve to get it, boom. But no, it's just something you pay for, and you're there, which is hilarious. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg have been longtime collaborators, and now the West Coast legends will be together forever on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. According to press release, the NWA legend will be honored with the 2,775th star on Hollywood Boulevard, and he'll be right next to his former The Chronic collaborator. Dr. Dre's star will be unveiled on March 19th, and he'll be honored in the category of recording. This is what they had to say. Dr. Dre's contributions to the music industry are undeniable and have left an indelible indelible mark on popular culture, said Anna Martinez, producer of Hollywood Walk of Fame, in a statement. As producer, rapper, and entrepreneur, Dr. Dre has continuously pushed the boundaries and set new standards for excellence. It is with great pride that we honor his incredible career and extraordinary impact by awarding him a star on the Walk of Fame. She continued, Dr. Dre's star will serve as a lasting symbol of his immense talent and enduring legacy in the world of music. What is special regarding the location chosen for Dr. Dre's star is that it will be next to the star of his longtime friend, Snoop Dogg. So Snoop Dogg got his in 2018, by the way. So, yeah, man, that's cool. Congratulations to Dr. Dre. Round of applause. Legendary stuff, man. Hollywood Walk of Fame. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Golden Eagle for sponsoring this podcast. Yes, if it wasn't for Golden Eagle, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you're looking for an energy drink that doesn't tear a hole in your pocket, Golden Eagle energy drink is the one you want to get. Golden Eagle has the smoothest taste with no aftertaste. You don't get acid reflux when you drink it, and you will save a lot of money. So check out Golden Eagle at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. The link is in the description below. And how do you think this podcast would be possible without me having energy to do it? Come on, guys. You guys got to remember this. I need energy to do this stuff, man, because there's a lot of crazy topics. So look how smooth this thing sounds. Look at it. Oh, my God. It's fresh. Look at that Golden Eagle. Look at the can. It's so beautiful, too, man. Look at that. That's so fresh, man. So fresh. Golden Eagle energy drink. Go to the link description below. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Let's continue the episode. Kanye West, better known as Ye, has broken history records. Carnival is number one, man. It's so good, she honorable. She ride it like Carnival. Hey, go. Fucking love that. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is like, that should be in museums all over, man. That sound, that is classic. Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Carnival has made history. It's gone number one. Kanye makes history because it's gone number one. Why? Let's go over the article. Kanye West has made history as Carnival has dethroned Beyonce's Texas Hold'em for the number one spot on the Billboard Hot 100. The track, which is a cut from Ye's Vultures 1 album with Ty Dolla $ign, also features Playboi Carti and Rich the Kid. Upon hitting number one, it has broken 2 new records for the Chicago native. Not only is the Yeezy Boss the first rapper in history to have Hot 100 in 3 different decades, to top the Hot 100 in 3 different decades, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. But he also boasts the longest run of number one hits among rappers in the charts history, as it arrives over 20 years since 2003's Slow Jams topped the charts. Let's have a conversation, everybody. Let's have a conversation. Kanye's run is arguably, because listen, he's broken a record nobody's ever broken as an artist. Not even Eminem, not even Jay-Z, nobody. But here's the thing. Well, first, let's get into, that's his run is the best run right now. And there's nobody that can debate better than Jay-Z, better than Eminem, better than Nas, better than everybody. His run is still impacting culture in a very big way. But here's the big but for me. Shout out to Big Booty Latinas because I'm saying big but. Anyways, this is the big but here. Kanye is mainly a producer turned into an artist that has ghostwriters for him. So now is Kanye, does Kanye have a bunch of ghostwriters every single time? I don't know. I don't know Kanye's writing and what he does. But he does, he's been open about saying, hey, I have ghostwriters. He's producer first, then artist. That's how he started. So does it really count as an artist? I don't know. That's up to people, but I consider Kanye an artist. I'm going to say he's an artist. I don't know about rap artist because he's dibbled and dabbled a lot of different things, but whatever. We'll just say Kanye is a hip-hop rap artist and did this, right? I agree with that. I'm happy that Carnival went number one, and I do think he has the best run right now in hip-hop, period. Now you know why Drake was going back and forth with Kanye, because that's the only person Drake saw as somebody that could potentially dethrone him from the top spot. You can tell just by the way Drake was going at Kanye that's the only person he saw. And mind you, this is Kanye West. This is somebody that came out with their first album in 2004. That's like if 50 still had a run going right now. Number one shit. Like, people would be like, what the fuck? So Kanye's been number one going at it for a minute. And that has a lot to do with his ties. That has a lot to do with production. That has a lot to do with a lot of things. Because I think they went number one with the Watch the Throne project, song off that or something like that. But he's gotten number ones here and there. You know, this is his first number one as a lead artist since 2007, Stronger. So it's been a minute. You know, make it better, stronger, whatever that song is. I forgot about it. Shout out to Graduation, by the way. It's a classic album. Or at least close to classic. I don't know. We'll talk about that some other time. He is getting ready to drop Vultures 2, but before we get into that, Kanye talked about getting a number one. And it's hilarious. Honestly, it's one of the funniest captions ever written on Instagram, I think. So he has deleted the post and changed the caption and said no caption. So this is what he said on his caption about the song going number one. Rich, Ty, Cardi, and the supporters that stood by us through everything, this number one is for you. It's for the people who won't be manipulated by the system. And fuck Adidas and everybody who works there or with them. Anyone who goes to school with anyone whose parents work at Adidas, just know they tried to destroy me, and here we are with the number one song in the world. He continued saying, like the fake dude I saw in the lobby at the Ritz that works at GOAT, you pussies don't stand for shit. And fuck everybody at Daily Mail. And then he says, and fuck everybody at fashion houses that sided with Gabby and Hailey Bieber. Fuck each and every single one of y'all, and fuck every so-called Christian and so-called friend or so-called family member that watch me have my kids taken out of my control. Kanye ended the message by taking shots at his longtime rival and sometimes friend Drake. He says this, that's how I feel, and it's fuck Drake for taking Dirk right at the beginning of the Vultures roll. Out. I'll come back to y'all if I think of more fuck yous, he concluded. The funniest thing about this is the Drake diss, because Drake is hilarious for taking Dirk on tour with him right when Kanye drops Vultures and starts to do his run with his album, because he's been having Dirk on his albums a lot and working with him, collaborating with him. But Dirk decided to go on tour with Drake. Hey, it's a win-win for Dirk. He's on Kanye's albums and he's touring with Drake. He's having a ball. He's like getting dragged each way of two of the biggest artists right now. But this is just hilarious. It's a typical Kanye fashion, and he has a right to, you know, speak out and say this, because Kanye can't be canceled. He can't be canceled. The guy makes music that people want to listen to. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, is Carnival the greatest song I've ever heard in my life? No. But is it good enough to get number one? I think so. I'm not a fan of Playboi Carti. I'm surprised I like a song with Playboi Carti on it. And even Rich the Kid, Rich the Kid's all right. Like those two, the fact that Kanye got a number one with those two guys on a track is hilarious to me. That just shows how talented he is. Because no disrespect, but Playboi Carti is, to me, is Dookie Cheeks. And Rich the Kid hasn't really done anything special in my eyes either. But shout out to them for getting their first number ones. They got their first number ones because of this, as well as Ty Dolla $ign. So Kanye just handed 3 artists their first number ones ever and gave himself another number one, as well as, you know, having a number one in each different decade for 3 different decades. So, yeah, Kanye is going to drop Vultures 2. I'm sure Vultures 2 is actually sounding better than Vultures 1. So I'm really curious. You know, I really want to hear Vultures 2. You know, like I said, I gave Vultures 1 a 6.5 out of 10. I could see Vultures 2 being 7.5, maybe 8. I don't know. We'll see. But there's the sample tracks and the tracks that he's been previewing that came out. Sound pretty good. But Drake responded to that random diss. And he responded in one of the funniest ways ever, man. He posted a clip of 50 on his stories. And it's this classic clip that everybody uses. It's hilarious. Let me just play it for you guys.
Hey, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Boy said, fuck Nelly, fuck T.I., fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for? Nelly took your first baby mama, Melissa. Say, fuck that. It was hilarious, bro. Oh, man. That was Floyd's first ever L ever. Like, I don't care about boxing or anything. He took an L with 50 going online. Like, he destroyed 50, destroyed him. 50 destroyed him. Why do you say fuck me for? And it's funny because I look at the computer. The computer said it's like he's such an old school, an old head that he said computer. He even say like I went on the internet, but that's what makes it so funny. He's like, I look at the computer. The computer, like the computer talked to him. The computer didn't say shit, bro. It's the internet. I went on the internet. The internet said that's what it's supposed to be. But just the way he said that, the way he just woke up, like brushing his eyes with his finger, and it's classic, bro. Like just all that elements into it. It's like, what do you say fuck me for? Speaking of 50, man, shout out to Drake for that. It's hilarious. But speaking of 50, he's going through something that we reported on a while ago about a liquor guy that ended up stealing $6 million from 50's Sire Spirits company. And, well, it's gotten really bad. So 50's kind of put their foot on their necks. 50 has warned multinational drinks company Beam Suntory that he is not to be played with after he accused them of fraud. Last year, 50 and his alcohol brand Sire Spirits headed to mediation with the company after he accused agents of Beam of an embezzlement scheme that involved millions in unpaid invoices. 50 renewed his attack on Beam Suntory, the company of Branson Cognac, which distributes Sire Spirits, on Monday, March 11th, in a series of scathing Instagram posts. He said, Beam Suntory is going to pay for what they did, trust me. These big companies think they can get away with anything. It has cost me millions in legal fees. They're going to find out I'm not the one you want to play with. He added, here's a clear version of the news. Beam Suntory, Gene Beam official. I'm not the guy you want to get started. In nicest way, I'm going to get my money by Monday. So it's a bunch of like a news article report about everything that happened. Basically, there was a guy drawing up fake invoices and charging retail outlets that were going to, distribute Branson Cognac and Le Chemin Dubois and those drinks. He was charging them more because usually, these retail companies, they get wholesale prices, they get lower prices, then they can put the item up for sale and make more profit as well. Because 50 has the price that he gets, the wholesale company has theirs, and the retail company has theirs. But apparently that guy, the middleman in between that, was jacking up prices, the wholesale prices, and pocketing those extra prices instead of, being honest and just selling them wholesale, which is unfortunate. It costs about $6 million. And it obviously costs 50's company issues as well, because retailers are going to be like, well, there's not much profit to be made in this. If they're giving me, let's just say the bottle's being sold for $80 and for wholesale, they're giving it to them for $60. In their mind, they're like, it's only $20 profit. So they're not going to prioritize that product because other products are probably making them more profit. So it's a trickling effect with a lot of things. But, let's just say the wholesale was $40 instead and it was $80. That's a $40 profit. Then they're going to prioritize that a lot more than other companies, because if they're making more money off that, they're going to want to sell more of that instead. But apparently that guy was just spiking up the wholesale prices to a lot higher so that, he could pocket whatever that difference is. It's unfortunate, man. You get a lot of these type of situations, but 50 continued on and just constantly posted and said Beam Suntory is going to pay for what they did, trust me. Which I read this, sorry. He said it was due yesterday. Now I'm going to need double by Monday. Somebody should have told you about me. 50 don't play, man. When it comes to money, this is probably one of the worst people you want to owe money to. At least the way he acts. 50's cool, though, most of the time. The way he acts is hilarious. But 50 kept going in, even posted like clips of the guy snitching. He said, this fool been snitching since 1942, Don Julio. You're going to tell on everybody, LOL, Beam Suntory is fucked. They was playing with this guy, Michael Caruso, $500,000 a year with him and his partner, Julian S. Grant, to put this together. Beam Suntory, this is going to make a great TV show. So he's just going in on them. And, hey, man, we'll keep our eye out if any updates happen. But, this is a situation where it's just a lot of people involved, and something like this is going to happen. Big companies, a lot of liquor companies. Unfortunately, a lot of liquor companies don't be hiring the most professional people. They're the type to get high on their own supply, So, we reported this a while ago. 50's got a bunch of lawsuits going on, but we'll keep our eye out on this one. And, I'm gonna attack 50 for, not really attack him, but just kind of criticize him for, is the Power spinoffs. He just announced the spinoff of the Power Origins of Tommy and Ghost and their origins. I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I think this power thing, I haven't watched. Here's the thing, though, so I can't really say this. I can kind of speak on this halfway. I haven't watched any of the Power spinoffs. I've only watched the original Power. I haven't watched the Raising Kanan. I haven't watched the Ghost one, whatever. I forget the title of that. I haven't watched the Tommy one. The Origins, Power Origins. What happened to the other Power show with that guy, the lawyer guy? They just completely canceled that one because that was announced as well. But there's been no updates on that. Power Origins sounds interesting in theory. But to be honest with you, I think 50's kind of becoming a one-trick pony right now in terms of TV success. How much more power we're going to do here, Fifth? BMF is doing well, cool, but it's kind of like in the same category as Power. Like, who was the person that said? I think Steve Stout, in that interview with Shannon Sharp, said that if 50 gets involved in comedy, like comedy stuff, he's going to skyrocket because 50 is just a funny guy in general. And his comedy stuff is going to be... So 50 did try to do comedy with 50 Central on BET. That show failed. He had 4 Life on ABC. That show, after 2 seasons, wasn't renewed. Failed, pretty much. The Money and the Power, which is the first TV show he's ever done, failed. He's had a lot of mishaps on TV shows. There's another one, The Oracle, I think it was called, or something like that. That didn't really do anything. So right now he's on Stars betting on Power and BMF right now. Those are the 2 things but they're succeeding really, really well, man. BMF just broke like season 3 records of new viewers. So, he's having a lot of success, but I want to see more out of it, and hopefully we get more of that. There's a lot of TV shows he's announced that we're going to be getting and stuff like that, but I don't know. I want to see more of variety. I don't want to just, like, the 4 Life thing was a little bit of variety. It was about a lawyer getting locked. Unfortunately, it didn't perform well, but, if he got into comedy, something like that, that'd be really cool as well. But right now, he's pretty much a one-trick pony right now. All we're getting is gangsta flicks and drug cartel type of, shows, which is cool. It's fun. It has its thing, but, I want something different. Have you guys seen that show, Shogun? That show I've watched episode 1. I love episode 1, man. I can't wait. I gotta watch the rest. But I hate waiting for each episode to come out every week. But so that's why I'm probably gonna hold off on it. And then when season 1 comes out, I'll watch all of season 1. But that show is, man, based off episode 1, really good. So I would like 50 to get involved in more different things, man. That would be really cool. But that's kind of my rant on that. Let's get into the Billboard Hot 100. As we know, Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign's Carnival, featuring Rich the Kid and Playboi Carti, is number 1. Go, go, go. Yeah, anyways. Number 2 is Teddy Swims' Lose Control. Number 3 is Lovin' on Me, Jack Harlow. Number 4 is Beautiful Things, Benson Boone. Number 5 is Texas Hold'em, Beyonce. Number 6 is Greedy, Tate McRae. Number 7 is I Remember Everything, Zach Bryan. Number 8 is Snooze, SZA. Number 9 is Agora Hills, Doja Cat. Number 10 is Cruel Summer, Taylor Swift. Red Run, 21 Savage, went up a couple slots at number 12. Going down... That Bryson Tiller song is going up the charts, by the way, Whatever She Wants. He's about to get another hit again. It's climbing up the charts. It's interesting because Bryson Tiller hasn't had shit pop off in a minute. Paint the Town Red, Doja Cat, number 25. Flo Milli, Never Lose Me, number 27. Like What, Cardi B Freestyle, number 38 debut. Good number debut. Rich Baby Daddy Drake, number 40. JID Surround Sound, number 46. Nicki Minaj, Everybody, number 47. Travis Scott, Fiend, number 48. Yeah, Glow. Stomp a little pussy up with some shell toes. Yeah, Glow. That's number 49. It jumped. She got a hit. I'm telling you, man, it's a hit record. I've been talking about how fire this song is. Get 'em, Glow. She jumped from number 84 last week to 49. You know how many fucking spots that is? It's like, let me see, 74, 64, 54. That's like fucking 30-something, 36, 34 spots she jumped. That's a lot, man. Next week, I'm sure she's going to be up higher. Probably number 30 or maybe 25. That's what I'm saying. These are the records that, this is the old days of how songs used to be or how they would perform, mostly. They would start low and then eventually climb up and then get to the number 1 spot. Nowadays, because of the internet and technology, a lot of songs will debut at number 1. And if it's a real number 1, it will stay number 1 and then eventually get to like number 2, 3, and then fall off the top 5, fall off top 20, and then eventually get off the charts. But this is a grinder type of song where you got to grind this record and eventually it's going to take off, and that's what she's doing, and it's doing really well right now. It's at number 49. I can see it jumping to like 30, 20. Let me make a bet. I think this song next week will be number 33. I'm just going to throw that random number out there. 33. Might be higher, might be lower. I don't know. I'm just giving out 33. We'll see. But shout out to her. Yeah, Glow. Going down the list, Yeet Breathe is number 52. Get In With Me, Boss Man Glow. I don't even know what that is, but shout out to him, man. He was at number 49 before. Drake, You Broke My Heart, number 54. Going down the list. Four Bats, Act 2, Date at 8 is at number 61. That's the song Drake jumped on. FTCU, Nicki Minaj, number 63. Hey, 21 Pilots back on the charts. That's interesting. They got a debut song, Overcompensate. Shout out to 21 Pilots, man. They got that one record that I really love. They're back on the charts. That's cool. Kanye, Ty Dolla $ign, Burn is at number 70. Sensational, Chris Brown, number 71. Pharrell and Miley Cyrus got a song together. Doctor, Work It Out, debuted at number 74. That's interesting. 21 Savage, Nina, number 77. My Eyes, Travis Scott, number 84. Worth It, Offset, Don Toliver, number 90. That's jumping up the charts, man. That might be Offset. That might be a hit for Offset. Let's Go, Key Glock, number 91. That's jumping up the charts, too, from 96 to 91. That's good. Fuck Some, Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign, number 92. Ice, Thank You to Shit, Fart, flopped. It's a fart record, number 93. It's about to fall off the charts. Ice Spice, no disrespect, she has, like, no talent. Megan Thee Stallion, Hiss. This song was also just hype. Debuted at number 1, but has fallen off the charts horrendously at number 94. Travis Scott, Prove It, number 95. And that's it. And that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. You already know, man. Powered by Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Support them. They're supporting us for all of Season 4. Go to drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Support them. Get you some Golden Eagle Energy Drink. I'd really appreciate it. Spotify, Deezer, Podcast, YouTube, all that. You can get us any platform that you enjoy listening to podcasts. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.